I used to have such a problem talking about that part of my life. This
Okay.
is very recent that I have, it wasn't until a friend of mine recently said, she was about to go through the same thing and bankruptcy and divorce and all
Right.
this horrible and starting her whole life over with little
Right.
kids. And
Right.
she asked me, well, you did it. I can do it. I said, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
And, I think if I can give somebody hope, which helping other people every day,
Yes.
then why not? And if one or two people can get something out of it by something I say, then I feel really, I feel like that's my job is done. Like I'm grateful for that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Seasons Podcast. I am Daniela Climaco, your host, and I am so excited today. I have a friend of mine, Brooke Boles, with me. She is a luxury real estate agent, a TV host, media strategist, and so much more. And let's dive in.
Hey, thank you.
Hi.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so
Daniela.
excited to have you.
Yes, your set is beautiful, by the way. Like
Thank
this is
you.
the nicest, girliest, most feminine
The pink.
podcast set. Not that I've seen a whole lot, but I think this is gorgeous. So
Thank you.
they better all look like this.
Thank you. I mean, this will be the standard for us, right? That's how we should hold ourselves. Brooke, tell me, it's my favorite question. Where are you in this season?
I'm like feeling amazing. I'm
love
fearless.
that.
I'm just really ready to keep growing. I feel like there's so much more to be had.
I love
So I wake up with a lot of enthusiasm. I'm just very grateful that I'm where I am at this moment in
Yeah.
my life, and so many exciting things going on with work and my daughter, and travel and relationships and speaking engagements, all this good stuff.
That's amazing. I
Helping
know.
people with real estate.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I help people move forward, both physically, mentally, and financially through real estate. And I've been given such an opportunity and a gift to help people transition through some of the biggest challenges of their lives, sometimes celebratory.
Yes.
It could be death or divorce. It could be
Right.
babies and vacation homes.
Right.
So,
right.
and I think it's my whole life culmination of experience and tragedies and all this good stuff that's helped me to be in a position to guide people. And that's a lot of responsibility. And it's something I don't take lightly.
I love that because the truth is, I think about it also like a home is a home. So, same thing's happening to me. I've like talked to you a little bit about it, but I feel that with all my heart because I'm like, do I want to move? I know I should. I need a backyard. I need this and that. But then I come home and I'm so happy. Like that's home.
I get that.
And so, but I love that you do that for people because it's really meaningful. It's next chapters, it's comfort, it's energy, aura, it's all the things, good and bad. Because you're right. It's like a beautiful point because like if you're done with your home and you're done with this chapter, brand new. So you're doing both, which I think is incredible. Find
It's a
your forever home and your let's move on home.
Exactly. It's a transfer of energy that
It is.
goes with that
It
phase
is.
of your life.
It is.
And sometimes people struggle to move on. They hold on to these memories in a home when in fact it's can be really, really debilitating for some people.
Yeah, I get that. And so tell me about what brought you to all this like beautiful energy. That's how I've met you. This awesome energy, vibrant, and I'm
Thank you.
on the camera and looking beautiful and beautiful homes because like that's important too, like all the luxury. But tell me where that started for you.
Yeah, about 4 years ago, when I was 41 years old, I went through massive transformation. It was crazy. It was scary. It was a time after 18 years of being with my ex-husband. We had built a business, 18 years of beauty business, selling to cosmetology schools and salons. And right during COVID, we had shut down both our businesses. We had also been developing hair care products, and we shipped to 1,000 stores and had to take it all back.
Wow.
After shipping it, and there was just no way to really survive that, and we made a difficult decision to file for bankruptcy.
Got it.
And we ended up getting a divorce, and I ended up having to start a whole career over. After being a business owner of a beauty company for 18 years, I now was no longer going to be that title anymore.
Right.
And I was going to have to make a major life transition, and I got into real estate.
That's amazing. And you did it.
I did, and it wasn't easy. But what was incredible about it is that I took everything I'd learned. Like when I was really young, I started out in the entertainment industry as an actress and
Yes,
a model.
tell me about that. So media host, actress, model,
Yeah.
amazing. Tell me all about that.
Well, when I was really little, I was doing pageants and commercials,
Oh, I
and then I
love
moved to Los
that.
Angeles, and I had an agent and a manager, and I was doing like half-hour sitcoms and
That's
soaps
awesome.
and Nickelodeon, and it was fun. And I was going to Pepperdine.
Nickelodeon. What were you in?
Oh my gosh, the old show, like little Cousin Skeeter was a Nickelodeon show. I was really young doing that.
I love it.
Yeah, I was crazy. All my children and
Yes.
and yeah, so
No
do those
way.
kinds of shows.
That's
And
incredible.
I don't know if you know Elena Cardone. She's married to Grant Cardone,
I
who's a
do.
big like the real estate investor.
Yes.
She had a show called USA High. And I don't know if many people know this. And that was one of my first jobs
That's
when I was
incredible.
like 18.
I did
It's
not
crazy.
know that. Of course you know Grant
Yes.
Cardone. That's incredible.
So I was one day sitting in a casting call for a really hot show. I don't remember which one it was at this time because
That's
I was
awesome,
this is
Brooke.
over 20 years
Yeah.
ago. No, 25 years ago. But at the time I just started, I was at Pepperdine doing public relations and communications, and I started a fashion accessory line called Boo Boos, which were little designer bandages.
I love it.
And my first purchase order came while I was sitting in the casting room, and it came from Nordstrom. And
Oh
it was
my
like a
gosh.
$2,200 purchase order for my designer bandages, which were fashion accessories.
Yes.
So I was selling those, and then I was using my PR skills to get into magazines like Teen Vogue and Marie Claire.
That's
and,
incredible.
And then I found out Nelly, you remember the rapper Nelly?
Yes.
He wore my bandage on the Grammys one year. That was
my
exciting.
gosh,
So it just
how
took
cool.
off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I got into makeup, cosmetics, and that's ultimately where I met my husband in Los Angeles. He was living in Boca. He told me Boca was the Beverly Hills of the East.
I mean, I don't disagree.
I believed him.
I mean, I kind of Boca,
Yes,
you know,
and
does
this
have a
was
great rep.
20-something years ago.
That's crazy.
So I ended up moving here. We
Okay.
started our business, 18-year fast forward, raising 3 kids, his 2 from his previous. They were
Okay.
little. And then we had our daughter, Ava, and she's an
Amazing.
incredible, talented musician who is in a rock band.
That's amazing.
and graduating from high school this year. And
Congratulations.
then this event took place, and it was like, okay, I have to start my whole life over again. And I just kind of, I know a lot of people get into real estate and think it's
Yes.
easy, and
It's not.
kind of a running joke because there's a really low entry. A really low barrier to entry in this business.
Okay.
And 87% of the people fail the first year.
I've heard.
And it's crazy. And, you know, it was a blessing going through all these challenges. And here I am later. And now I have, 40 million in sales and luxury real estate
That's
in,
incredible.
the last 3 years. So it was such a blessing to go through these experiences. It was like for 2 years of a slow death, watching our businesses die and have to have like an
Yeah.
exit strategy. But
Yeah.
on the same token,
Yeah.
there was so much magic going on with the universe that I didn't know, and creating a new path forward. And it was, like painting like a new palette.
I love that. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that you really found like that silver lining.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think COVID was a turning point for a lot of people. Like that's what brought me to Florida.
Definitely, yeah.
But
Yes.
I
Me too, as a
yes,
business, and you're a business
yes,
owner,
a
you're
business owner. So like
entrepreneur.
I'm listening to you because the
Yeah.
truth is that like I feel that in my soul. Like I could only imagine it is a baby. It's your first baby. You
Yeah.
have your business and you put everything and you have to learn the ins and outs, and that's what you're doing and that's who you are. It's your identity for a very long time.
Mhm.
And then anything can go wrong. And I feel that it's funny because during COVID, there was a chance that I was have to close.
Mhm.
Like we weren't getting paid by the DOE. We work the DOE in New York City, and they were having a halt, and it was 6 months. And I don't know how people stayed. And I didn't pay them, and they stayed. And I'm like calling everyone I work with, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have to sell my business. So I can't imagine because we didn't, thank God, but like I feel that in my soul. Like that is a huge turning point. That's huge.
And it was very scary.
Yes.
And demeaning. And, you're going through so many things that are just death, bankruptcy, closing businesses, divorce.
Yeah.
That industry for me was coming to an end as well.
Right.
And so, and also just trying to raise a teenager through all this negativity that
Yes.
we were really hoping to give her this business one day. And
Yeah.
that wasn't now going to be a reality for her. And so, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, if none of that had happened, I wouldn't be having so much joy and confidence and growth and connection with people right now had none of that happened.
And you know what? There is a saying that in order to move forward, there is a piece of you that has to die.
Absolutely. And a lot of it is the ego.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
100%. But it is like grieving a past portion of yourself or an image, a life that, you know, we spoke about. We had like an awesome lunch together and we have these visions as women, you know, things that, you know, this is going to be forever and this is what I want. This is how I'm going to be. And this is, you know, how it should be.
Well, we were talking about how marriage and children tends to be like a destination for a lot of women and men.
Yes. And it's like we put all of our eggs in that one basket. They're like, okay, cool. I'm married. I have the kids. I have the business and whatever. And then anything can happen. And that's the truth.
That is the truth. But we can use all these moments as a reboot.
I love that.
Yes. Because I really do believe the world is conspiring for us.
Absolutely.
And that's if you look at a lot of leaders and people that are successful, they have that perspective, that mindset.
I love that. It's true. And it's also like what you manifest. It's really like having to have that mindset. Right. Like, okay, this happened. I'm going to wake up and move forward.
Absolutely.
What was that turning point for you?
Well, you have to understand we were planning everything, the closing of the business, the bankruptcy, the divorce, and it was 2 years. It took 2 years. That was like so long and it was so negative. And yet I'm trying to build on the same level and it was scary. And when you're down to very little money and you don't have any other choice but to rise above all of that. Yeah. You can't crumble. Yeah. And I will tell you something that was really helpful was when during that time I was starting my business at 19, sitting in the casting room for the audition, and I said, that's it, I'm done with this business because I just got my first $2,000 order or whatever it was from Nordstrom, and they just kept coming in after that.
That's incredible.
So I was over the entertainment industry. It felt really weird because you're in a room of like 40 girls that all kind of look like you, all vying for one position. And it's like, that's the one industry where there's really not enough to go around. But you look at any other industry and you say it's abundant. There's plenty to go around.
It's, but it is true because you can say that about podcasting, YouTube. I've had many a conversation, even with my husband, like, well, why would anyone listen to me? Like that's really sometimes like the thought that you have. Right. Same thing for a brand. It really is a brand. Why does someone follow you? Because of you. Right. They like your message. They like the quality. They like your packaging. It is you. It's what you bring. And of course, there's tons of fashion and makeup and all this stuff. But like everyone goes to, well, I like this because of, the quality or who is behind it or how this makes me feel. Right. And like that goes into your luxury brand. Like it's how you make them feel. And I love that.
And what really helped me in that 4 years ago moment of having a complete transition was that going back to that moment of giving up the entertainment industry for being an entrepreneur. Yes. And just recognizing that what you originally think you want is maybe not the best thing for you. Yeah. And there's so many new opportunities down the road. And at that time, my parents were going through a divorce. And
at the same time as you?
No. Oh. Back when I was 19, wow, starting a business, going to college. And I was reading a ton of self-help books. Like I was addicted to them. And there were so many good ones. And I would like Going to Pieces Without Falling Apart and Many Lives, Many Masters. Yes. And just so many wonderful books that I think I was so kind of drunk on knowledge back then, trying to understand what was going on. And somehow or another, like 25 years later, all that information comes full circle and kind of like you remember it out of the memory bank. And you're like, oh gosh, I actually have all these coping skills and I've read all this before. So that was really, really good. And now I'm in a place where what separates me is I take homes and I create red carpet ready premieres out of their homes.
That's amazing.
With staging because I have an in-house staging company.
It's incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, I put it on a global media platform with a 360-degree marketing plan. And this was all stuff I was doing in the beauty business and I was doing a lot of marketing and sales. So when I knew I was going to start over in real estate, I knew I had a lot of that knowledge and had to pull it out. And I wasn't starting from scratch in that regard, but I'm having to build a new mindset, new rituals, new communities you're working with.
Absolutely.
And it's been great. And then one leads to another, and then I meet you.
Yes, I know, incredible. I mean, it's funny. I have two questions.
Yeah.
So why not go back into the business industry. Why real estate? Was there something that there was a calling there for you? Was it the message of, I started over, I can do this, let's help others? Or what was the calling there?
Definitely the calling of helping others go through transition and being able to bridge that gap using real estate. And also, I have to tell you my first story, my first real estate transaction.
Tell me.
It was like really comical. So the guy, it was an expired listing. I gave him a call. He couldn't sell it. Okay, sat on the market 6 months. I call him. I'm like, listen, I think I could sell your house.
Okay.
I'm going to stage it for you, give it a beautiful presentation, and just give me a chance.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I had no experience and no track record. He never asked me, by the way.
Okay.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I went with it, got him to agree to sign the listing agreement.
Amazing.
Okay. Then I start calling all the staging companies.
Okay.
Like one after another. And they're like, we're not ready. We're not available for 2, 3, 4 weeks. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, I just promised this guy. That's how I got this deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm freaking out. And meanwhile, this guy's wife and 2 kids are in Hawaii. That's where his new life is. Oh. And he's sitting in an empty house with no furniture. And this is one of the reasons it didn't sell. It did not look good without furniture.
Right.
So I'm like, no, you don't understand. This guy's sitting in an empty house. He wants to be with his kids.
Yeah.
You got a stage for me this weekend.
Right.
Nope, not happening. So I remember like taking a deep breath, calling on the universe, going, I cannot start my career off with such a failure after I promised this to him, this poor guy. So I remember like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I go, got it. I'm going to empty my house of furniture out and I'm going to put it in
incredible.
His house, which is in the neighborhood across the street.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I was getting divorced and had to sell my home in literally 14 days. I think it was 14 or 15 days. I had to put my house on the market. So the heat is on to get this furniture back.
Why 14 days? What was there?
That was part of our agreement when we had planned to put our house on the market.
Okay.
On that specific date, based on the court decisions and our whole plan. And yet I got this deal over here, which was going to be a great compensation package after.
Yes.
So I called my dad, who's like 77 years old, by the way, down in Deerfield Beach. And I said, meet me at Home Depot. We're getting a U-Haul. And we're going to like take all the furniture out of my house and put it across in the neighborhood across the way. And he's like, you got to be kidding me. And I'm like, no, Dad, this is it. This is the only way I'm going to make this happen.
Oh my gosh.
So we move all the furniture in the house.
That's brilliant. Because my thought was like, you're going to go to Home Goods. No, you took your own furniture.
Well, I had like days, 1 or 2 days. Plus I had to get the photographer in there. Then it took a few days to write the story, get everything in. I mean, it was.
But like that shows your, drive. Drive is the word.
And
that's incredible.
Creative and also sometimes pressure is good.
Yep.
You can really be creative under pressure. Or some people can. I can.
That's awesome.
So we ended up getting the house on the market. This other agent brings a buyer. We go under contract like that, like so easy. And I'm like, yay. Then not the next morning, the lady pulls the contract out. And I am like devastated. Whatever I can't remember the reason. And I am like, oh my gosh.
I'm like cheering you on.
My furniture is in this guy's house and I just lost my first deal. And I was like having a moment if this was going to be my career or not.
Yeah.
And I just said, all right, something good is happening. Something better is coming out of this. So I did a beautiful open house that weekend.
Okay.
Saturday, girl walks in. She goes, hi, I really like this house. Can I put in an offer? And I said, sure. And I'm thinking she has an agent. She goes, I don't have an agent. Do you want to represent me? And I'm like,
yes!
Okay, that's like an
everything,
little extra compensation that happens in the particular agreement that I had set up. So I'm like, and my dad, I must have looked like a deer in the headlights because first of all, I didn't really know what the hell I was doing in terms of putting together a transaction, like put it in writing. But my dad's over there cackling in the corner watching me. And you know what I
cheering
said?
You on.
I said, can I hug you? That's what I didn't know what else to say. So I gave her, young girl. I gave her, she goes, yes. I gave her a hug and I said, okay, this is exciting. And then meanwhile, I'm like, I've never written a contract before.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to get a mentor to help me on this one that night. It's going to be, and this is 4th of July weekend. It was on a Saturday.
Wow. And there's no ChatGPT back then. That's the first thing that comes to me.
So, oh my goodness. So
That's incredible.
She leans over after me having a little panic attack for about a couple minutes as I walk around and get papers and get her info and make this happen. She goes, oh, don't worry. I'm an attorney. I'll just write the contract myself.
Holy moly. You can't
and I'm like,
make
what
that
a win.
up.
So anyway, we went under contract, represented both the seller and the buyer.
Oh my God.
Sold it that weekend, closed in 30 days, and they were the cutest. They were first-time home buyers, and my seller took the money from the sale of his home.
Yes.
And started a business in Hawaii, a shaved ice business with
my
5
God.
locations with his family. And that was like so exciting to know that story.
That's incredible.
Like, to know that I helped make that happen.
That's an incredible story.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So that's how I knew to keep going. But there was all these like challenges and stuff that was happening where I was like, is this for me?
Right.
Is this a sign I shouldn't be doing this?
Right. Well, they say 3 feet from gold. Do you know that book?
I don't know that book.
So
no.
that's the theory behind it, that once there's the roadblock,
Okay.
it means don't stop. You're right there.
Okay.
And like that's what I'm hearing.
That makes perfect sense.
It's like, everything comes in like, should I and could I and why me? And then all of a sudden it's like, no, this is for me. Mm-hmm. Yes, I can do this. Mm-hmm. And like as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, like everyone has that. I can only imagine having the one and then like, nope, now I'm doing this on my own and this is what I'm doing. And like, that's an incredible story. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So I ultimately became, partnered with a team to be able to help me do my in-house staging.
Yes. Which makes
at my fingertips.
Right,
the moment I get a listing, there is no waiting. And
exactly.
It's
No
very
waiting.
Systematic and it's seamless and there's no surprises. And I cover all that as part of my services.
Right.
So I take the expense off the hands of the client.
That's amazing. I love that. I prefer when it's built in. Like, don't tell me about it. Just give me a total price. I don't want to know. Just like package it in a bow.
And then I love to do marketing. That is the key because it's all about visibility.
Yes.
That's currency nowadays.
Yes.
And gone are the days of signs and MLS. That's not marketing plan.
Absolutely.
And so many agents still count on that. But for me, it's the prepping, the staging, the strategic marketing, and
you
and me.
That's what the marketing is these days. Everyone wants the authenticity, wants a person. Who is it? Who are you?
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I love to, market things, make them look beautiful, make them newsworthy, get a lot of attention from it. I mean, we do everything from social media, digital. We do print. Print is sexy. People forget about print too because
like flyers.
Mailbox, yes, a lot of mailers,
I love
flyers
that.
with QR codes,
Yes.
and print ads in Wall Street Journal, Robb Report.
That's awesome.
And then of course the show American Dream that I host
Yes.
that airs on
Yes.
HGTV Travel.
Please
That's
tell me more
Apple
about
TV,
that.
Roku. Yeah, it's a show about lifestyle, culture, and real estate. It's a positive show, which there's not a lot of positive media these days.
Yeah.
And I like to interview philanthropists, business owners, entrepreneurs. I like to showcase unique properties.
That's amazing.
And I've been doing that now, I guess it's been like a year and a half. And I do feature a lot of my listings.
That's
And it's a great
amazing.
way to connect to other businesses.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And so, I mean, you had the acting background. How did you get into like hosting a TV show or the segment? That was after the real estate.
Yeah, that was about a year and a half ago. It was they found me and they connected for the South for
incredible.
Boca. So I cover like Boca, Del Rey. I do shows
That's
in Miami,
amazing.
Fort Lauderdale. We did the Fort Lauderdale boat show.
That's awesome.
Most recently, the America Business Forum in Miami,
Yeah.
which was Tony Robbins was there.
That's amazing.
Lionel Messi was there. All these top leaders. Trump was there.
Girl, good for
It was really interesting. I went to Bermuda and filmed on the island of Bermuda.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love those shows. I forget the name, but I love all of those where like they're going and they're finding the different homes and which ones you like and which ones for the best value. And like I watched the ones in someone was moving to Costa Rica and like that's so fun. I love all of that because that's really what it comes back to. I'm like, you're literally buying a home. You're making something new and it feels good that it looks nice and feels nice and like that presence like that matters.
Well, you have to think about most people, their home is oftentimes their biggest asset. And so it's not something you take lightly. You don't give it to the friend that just got their real estate license or out of obligation. And you don't give it to the discounted broker who's not going to market it and make it look incredible and luxurious.
Right.
Especially if you're demanding top dollar. And so staged homes sell half the time. They give you top ROI and people really have an emotional connection to them.
Yes. Yeah. And people are very visual. I think
are.
that's really important, like you were saying. Because like my husband does it to me when I'm like getting dressed. And I'm like, well, how do you think this would look? And he's like, no. I don't know. I have to see it on.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing for a house. It's the same for anything. Like, how can you visualize? But you also have to have an eye for it. Like, where are things going to go? Because you give people like the the full package and then the idea, because maybe they're like, well, I want all your furniture too, and I like your
That
style.
That happens a lot, and we do sell a whole house of furniture with it, and that's another service that the buyer is getting. That
want
takes
it
a
furnished.
tremendous amount of time and energy out of their lives.
I love that. I think that's where we are, though. We want that ease. If you can afford it, incredible. You know, people work really hard. I say that all the time. Like, people work really hard, and if that's what they need to do to make life easier, take away that energy expenditure of then like, oh, now I need to furnish it, and now I need to do this, and now I need to do that. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's fun.
That is fun. That's incredible. So you mentioned Bermuda.
Yes.
Do you do any other work there, or?
Well, I have a partner that lives there. Yes.
Yes, that's
and
right.
I have
Tell us.
Long distance relationship, which, by the way, is like the best thing
I love
since
it.
sliced bread. It is so amazing, especially for somebody with my crazy lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, I had told you when we first met, my husband and I were long distance for 4 years.
Yeah.
There's growth there. There is. I agree with you. There's growth there.
We both support. He's a structural engineer.
I love that.
And this is a really funny story. He came to visit 2 years ago on Christmas. He was having a rough time and also had gone through a divorce. And he has a best friend who happens to live in Bermuda, and his wife lives in Boca, and they've been doing long distance for like 20 plus 30 years too. Yeah,
that's
their
incredible.
kids are grown out of the house, and that's how it works.
That's incredible.
He came
I love that.
one time when I was in Meisner Park, and I was really almost said no. And this is another lesson I like to teach people about the power of saying yes.
Yes.
And the opportunities that flow when you just say, all right, I'll do it, instead of no, I don't have time. We're finding excuses, because I used to be that way.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. And so I said yes. I met him. I had a great time, and it was funny because the girl that introduced us had like food poisoning at the table, and we had to cut the night short, and it was really bizarre. And I didn't really think anything. Left the restaurant at the end of the night, and he called me the next day and said he had paid the bill because there was so much chaos from her being sick, and nobody had paid the bill, so he paid the bill. And he's like, I'm down here if you want to join me. And I'm like, You know, and I wasn't thinking anything of it.
Right.
Like, him living in Bermuda certainly wasn't trying to forge a long distance relationship.
Right. Or move to Bermuda.
Right. So I was like, oh, okay. I think I went down as obligation to be nice because he did pay the bill. And I brought the dog down at the time, just kind of used as an excuse in case I needed to get back up. And at the time I was living in Meisner Park in a rental before I bought my new place.
Right.
And I was kind of partying and having a good time. And so I walked downstairs, ended what I thought would be a 5-minute visit to be polite, turned into like over 3 hours of conversation.
That's the best.
And it was so great. And then he said the next day, he said, I'm coming back next week. And I forget. We ended up celebrating New Year's Eve together. I forgot that story.
That's perfect.
We ended up having a great time.
That's perfect.
And then he says, I'm coming back next week. And I'm like, why? I mean, I was not trying to make anything out of this at all. And so he showed up the next week, and I felt obligated to go visit him. Still wasn't really thinking anything of this, and then had a nice time. He says, I'll be back next week. I started, because at the time, Bermuda Air was doing these great flights back and forth, really inexpensive to Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Quick 2-hour flights.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. And I think that third visit, I was like, oh my gosh, he's so smart. He's funny. I couldn't stop laughing. Everything was laughter.
That's the best.
Yeah.
It's healing.
And he was so sweet and nurturing and just had such a great energy. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. He said, come to Bermuda. So I went to Bermuda and fell in love with Bermuda. It was gorgeous, clean. The water was so crystal clear. The beaches, the people were very nice, safe.
Yes.
You're up on a mountain looking to the water, so you don't have that here. Everything's flat.
Yes.
And started going back and forth between Bermuda, and he was coming here, I was going there. He comes here more.
That's
and
amazing.
Now we're 2 years later, and it's awesome.
And it works.
It works. It's so great. It gives us the ability to focus on our big audacious goals, which we both have our own businesses.
Exactly right.
He has a very successful structural engineer business, and he manages a huge staff.
That's
and
incredible.
then it allows me to do what I need to do.
Right.
And we have these great weekends together, or long days, or like a long trip, like 4 or 5 days, 3 days, 4 days. And we're like, okay, you go back to Bermuda, and I got to go back to my life.
Right.
And then we repeat. And it keeps it fresh. It keeps it exciting.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I think that's, it's funny because like I've gotten asked that question, like how did you manage that? Mm-hmm. But I think that's exactly what it was. It was I miss you. Like I can grow and do here and have my own routine and do my own things. And then I'm looking forward. I want to see you. I carved out this time. It's in my calendar. Like now we can be together. And I agree. I thought like I was younger. I was in college and like my husband, Leo's now husband, boyfriend then stayed back in Queens and he got an awesome job. And I was in school in undergrad and we made it work. Like there was FaceTime and we FaceTimed and
Yeah.
but it worked. I agree with you.
And you're now 2 kids later and business.
2 kids later, we came back. We were still together. And you know what I think it is? I wonder if you feel the same. Like, it's less pressure, but also more effort in a great way.
Okay, I can see that.
Like, because you want to have to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find any, like, does that resound with you at all?
Yeah, I would say I find it. I'm a Libra and I'm all about balance. And
Okay.
So maybe there's some of that too, where you can have this like
that.
glorious 3 and 4 days of romance and fun together. And I still work. Neither of us really stops working, to be honest with you. But
no business owner does.
yeah, but
never
then
stop.
And then you go back into your routine, and like he's very regimented.
Yes,
and
right.
I'm not so regimented. I'm like a little more free flow, and my life's a little more chaotic, which is fine.
Yes.
And sometimes he's like, "Your life's a little chaotic. I'm going back to the island." And I'm like, "Go back to the island with your dog, and it's perfect."
Yes, no, that works. That's
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
No, and it does keep it fun and exciting and new, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And then you keep your autonomy too.
Absolutely.
I feel like
I'm so glad you said that, because when I was married for 18 years with a business, there was not a lot of autonomy when you're the business owners together and your ups you share in the same ups, you share in the same downs.
Right.
Yeah. So there is that sense of separateness.
Yes.
Is kind of
yes,
completing in some ways.
absolutely.
If that makes sense.
And it goes to like with you starting over. Like this is my identity and this is the life that I want for myself. And you are as a partner adding to it, but I still want to live my life. And I think that's beautiful balance. I think that's actually very well said. That does make sense. That's like a perfect balance.
Yeah.
I'm Brooke. I'm here. Come join me. I'll join you sometimes, but then I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be me.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. And we don't try to change or fix each other. He's really into watching hours and hours of rugby.
Okay.
Yeah, rugby all day long, and he loves fishing, and he likes more quiet time. But he likes to go and dance and do that. So, but he, and I'm extra.
Yeah.
So, like sometimes I'm a little much.
And that's okay. That's the balance, the yin and the yang.
That's it. And
100%.
I think I wear him out, and I think I wear like my daughter. I took her to Paris. And I had so much on the agenda while we were there for a week that on like day 3 or 4, she's like, "Mom, I can't keep up. I need a nap. And I would give her a 2-hour nap, and then she'd wake up and she's like, "No." I'm like, "We have a lot of sightseeing to do." And she's like, "I can't keep up. I'm done." And so I do think there's
I love that though. Like there's so much life there. Like I see like all the you're zealous. You're like that's incredible.
I'm just always
we need
worried
more
about
of that.
missing out on something fun and exciting. I don't like missing out.
I love that. I love that so much. I was going to ask you. Oh gosh, it escaped me. I wanted to ask you a little bit, to be honest, because it's actually the first time, and I think it's really important talking about the seasons of life. Divorce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Always sticky subject.
It's always a sticky subject.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, a lot of people mention to me like, well, I don't want to bash my partner. And I'm like, nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing. Has nothing to do with your partner. I guess a word of advice. And like looking back now, because I think that's really important there are women who watch my show that are divorced or thinking about it or, don't know whether or not to go to marriage counseling or call it quits. And you and I kind of had that conversation.
Yeah.
That's what I remembered. You made a great point that it escaped me again. Anyway, I'll go back to my question for you.
You were talking about therapies and divorce.
Yes.
And I know where you were going with this conversation about journeys.
Yes. But before that, before we get into the journeys, I asked you at lunch, how did you know it was time? Or how do we help another woman decide that it's time to either go through marriage counseling or a journey, or this just needs to be it and now I'm rebuilding?
We had done all the traditional therapies, and, took time apart, vacation, all that, and talks and reading and journeys. And after all that, and still, I just knew I was in a place that I wasn't going to grow anymore. And I was grateful that the 18 years provided to me gave me our incredible daughter.
Yeah.
And so many great life lessons and lots of great memories. Oh my gosh, you never negate all the great times.
Right.
And,
Very important.
Yeah,
Yes.
and we're on great terms. And he's getting married and has a new life, and so it's all peaceful. I mean, there was a time we couldn't be that way, but
Right.
Now looking back, I'm like, wow, we've come so far, and that's something to celebrate. And I think we, for the sake of our daughter too, wanted to set a good example of what compassion and empathy should be, and eventually you can heal, and you just got to give it time. And but divorce is hard. I mean, marriage is hard, divorce is harder maybe, but it's expensive. It's not easy. I mean, God, we can get married so quick, but getting divorced is not quick.
Right.
That should change.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Like you said, 2 years.
Right.
And I know some people, there was 5.
Oh, I've heard of people have gone 5 to 8 or more. Yeah, for different reasons and circumstances.
Yeah.
But and that's, you just don't want to be stuck in a place where you're not growing and moving forward. And then here I am in life helping people move forward in so many aspects.
Right.
And it's such a honor to be a part of people's journey and all the craziness that goes with it.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I think you and I spoke about it. It really is making those choices. Choices either to be together or no. Like you said, we've done all the things and it's okay. But the question that I have gotten asked, and another friend mentioned it because she's, was kind of hush-hush about her divorce. And then another woman, I guess it gave her courage
Absolutely.
to say, well, I'm thinking about it. How'd you do it?
Yeah, well, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's number one.
Great advice. Yeah.
It's going to be a crazy ride. And if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not terrified by it, then it's probably not worth doing.
Got it. That's great advice.
And then dive into what you know. And I tell everybody, like, this thing here, that thing's full of contacts that we've collected over the years.
Correct.
Like my life in the entertainment industry, my life in the beauty business, my daughter's business. And so you have connections, and you're always one connection away from your next big success.
I love that. That's great advice.
But you have to be out there. You have to network. You have to be willing to call people and text people and send video text of video personal texts are a great way to reach out. And handwritten notes.
I love that.
That's a great way to build your business.
Yeah.
Doing things that maybe the norm's not doing, and sending unique emails and popping in on people at their businesses and supporting them if they have a business of some sort, and posting them on social media and sharing your experience at their restaurant or their salon or whatever it might be. And your business will grow no matter what it is: real estate, fitness industry, starting a product line.
Right.
I don't care what it is. Yeah.
I love that. And it's so funny because, like, when you said that's such a good motto in life in general, to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that was really, really hard. It's still hard sometimes because even this morning, I had like a meltdown. I want to control everything. I want things, the image that we talked about, I want things to be a certain way. And I had this vision and this is how it must be. And like, if it's different, I really have to sit with that. I really the word is letting go. I'm not good at letting go. So we were talking
Most
a little
people
bit of
would struggle with that.
It's hard, and it's really about the control. It's about the image and the expectation. And what I love, like what I hear from your story, is starting over. Like, it's okay to start over.
It's a gift.
It
It's not
is.
a setback. Yeah.
It is. And I think that is such a beautiful reframe, because old me would have been on the floor. Like, failed and like I was not okay with failure, failing a test, like literally anything. Like, not okay. Could not have that happen.
Right.
Absolutely not. And I probably wouldn't have been okay. So I guess my question is, like, have you always been that way? Did you just like, I am strong and I've got this and I'm starting over?
Do you know, this might sound crazy, but one of the greatest gifts for me in life was also a big curse, which was my mother's mental illness and
That's
addiction
right.
to drugs and alcohol.
That's right.
And that is something that I think when a child grows up in that kind of environment, they're very much always anticipating the environment around them.
What a good point. Yes.
And how to like walk on eggshells and how to read people's energy and vibe and like
What a great
and
point.
how you would react to a mood they were in or something, right?
Right.
So like I said, remember when I was telling you at 19, during that time of building a
Yes,
business, I was reading all
yes.
these self-help books because I was
Right.
dealing with somebody who was just unfortunately couldn't get the help that she
That's right.
needed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my dad and I, that's why I was so close to him because he, was such a, saved me, like
Yeah.
always kept me very, grounded and
love that.
had a maternal way about him too. And my dad and I are still very close and we're
That's
like best
amazing.
friends. So I think going through that, having so much chaos and disruption
Yes.
during my whole childhood, really.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
That became something that made me very driven and like, I've got this. Like I always have a way of coping through it and
love that.
trying to keep a good attitude. And really, life is 90% your attitude.
Absolutely.
It really,
It really is.
It's only 10% of what happens to us. It's
I
just
agree.
how our attitude.
I
is.
agree. And I guess when I say like you manifest it, it is that. It's really just a state of mind. It's what you're attracting. It's what you're putting out there. It's what you're calling for.
Very much.
And it's literally like deciding that like, this is how I feel today versus no, this is how I feel today. And which has been very difficult for me for many parts of my life. And we talked about my struggles as well. Again, new me is like, yep, I get that. Cool. Go outside, get some sun. Like, but that is it is a gift. But you know what comes up for me too? Because I also come from a very chaotic childhood.
We talked about that, yeah.
There is comfort in chaos.
Yes.
There ends up being this comfort in chaos.
Yes. Very much.
And I love the way that you package it because like that actually becomes a superpower where
It
you're
does.
like, for me, and I'm sure you like you're constantly disappointed or constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop and you have to be strong there. That's such a great point. I like really resonate with that.
Yeah, I again, like growing up, I would go, why is this such a struggle dealing with this person?
Yes.
And never understanding why we couldn't in this lifetime get it right.
Right.
And I think I'd shared with you, she passed away a year and a half ago.
Yes.
And there was so much forgiveness in that moment.
I
and
love that.
So much, just reflection. And how can I take all this and make everything great for my daughter and kind of like
I love that.
heal old wounds and
Yes.
prevent bad patterns and just
Generational trauma.
Oh yeah,
That's
a
what I
whole,
call
that's like
it.
a whole topic.
It's a
on its
whole
own.
topic.
Yeah,
But I love that because that's true. It does make us better parents.
It does,
It's
yeah.
like, look what we went through, and I don't want my kid to go through that. Whatever you got to do, I agree.
Yeah.
I totally feel that.
yeah, and I'm really blessed because I feel like my daughter was the gift that healed that wound, that mother
love
wound.
that,
So
yes.
I'm so blessed to have the close relationship with her and her as my daughter, but also as my friend, my buddy, my bestie.
I love that.
I mean, she's been through everything with me, and
Yeah.
and I know people say, "Oh, your daughter shouldn't be your best friend," and maybe you're not.
No, I don't
I've heard some
agree.
people say like, "Don't use your daughter," but I said no. It's and she's
No.
older now. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't hide things from. In fact, you want them to learn from your mistakes and take the good and
Right,
give up the
right.
bad, all
Yeah.
that stuff.
And
not
I was
make,
I
basically.
was going to ask you, how did she handle the whole divorce and transition? How was that for her?
Well, she's a musician, so
Okay.
she performs regularly throughout South Florida, and
Amazing.
as a lead singer and bass player of her band,
Wow.
Harmonious Rage, and they play like Del Rey and all the way Fort Lauderdale
That's
and
awesome.
Palm Beach, everywhere. And she also writes, and so I think she pours a lot of that during that time was using music, and she had good friends, and she was playing volleyball in high school. Well, actually, what was really funny is while I was getting my real estate license, she had decided she wanted to get a scholarship to North Broward Prep School. But they didn't give her
Yes.
the initial scholarship, and then they created it for her. And so she graduates this year.
That's incredible. It's an
And
amazing
so
school.
she really poured herself into applications while she was a freshman, trying to get
That's
into one of
awesome.
these prep schools while I was trying to get my real estate license. And
That's
so I think we
incredible.
were like using that to
Yeah.
kind of cope.
Yeah.
Distraction.
I love that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also following incredible example. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I love that. Okay, so let's step back into it. You dropped the word journey.
I
so
did, yeah.
I opened up because I'll tell everyone I'm very excited about this, and I'm sure I'm going to share. The real reason. So I am doing, I can never say the word, but basically a plant medicine journey. And psilocybin. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Mushrooms.
And really, like, why I want to have this conversation, because I actually had this conversation today at brunch with another woman who does cacao ceremonies, heart opening ceremonies. We were talking about it. She was so excited for me, and I was very nervous, but then she got me really excited. So I'm like, talk to Brooke about this.
Okay.
Because it was really beautiful how it was packaged for me. There's going to be somatic mapping, which I don't know. I would love for you to tell me if that was similar for you, but basically, where is the trauma in my body? And I think hearing you, similarly, I've done all the therapy. I've done, I tell myself, I've done all the work. I've done all the healing. But there are so many times that I revert back to this younger child who's like really angry, really resentful. And it comes up a lot. I'm triggered frequently. And it's funny because I do believe in therapy. I'm still in therapy. I have an incredible therapist. But then I'm talking to my husband, who went on tons of journeys. He's done ayahuasca. He's done combo. He's done, I forget the other ones, and loves it. Like, really gets this, like, I met God experience.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm excited because my feedback to Nashella is her name. She owns Oya in Dominican Republic, and really beautiful, really supportive. And I think that the most incredible part is that, like, they hold space for you. Absolutely. They make sure you're safe. They make sure, as good as it can be, as much as you can get out of it. But really, everyone was kind of like, do you want to face those demons? And I guess that's where my conversation goes with you, because for me, the answer is yes. For me, I'm like, I have come to this point where I have this strength now that I know who I am, but I'm holding myself back because no one makes you feel any kind of way. But I'm holding on to all of that trauma. If you're willing to share, I know you've been on I want your personal story of your journey, because it's new for me and exciting. And I think that it's something that still has a stigma because, people think mushroom drugs or ayahuasca or whatever it is. But it's medicine. It is. It's roots. It's plants, obviously altering, but I'm hoping incredible. I hear incredible things, and I'd love for you to share with me if you're open for it.
Well, number one, there is a big difference between thrill-seeking and truth-seeking.
I love that. Okay.
So that's number one, and
beautiful.
how you plan to go about this.
Yeah.
So it's really setting your intentions. What is it you're trying to accomplish out of this journey?
Right. Yeah.
And be very specific about it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to forgive. I'm trying to let go. I'm trying to get over this fear of or lack of confidence, whatever it is, or I'm trying to stop remembering things that just keep coming up and start breaking patterns.
Yes.
Just being very intentional, but you do have to prepare your body physically, mentally, emotionally for it. It's not something you just do. And it sounds like you've done all the right things. You've researched it. You have somebody who's proven, who's guiding you.
Yep.
Referrals obviously is a big deal.
Yes, absolutely.
Having a plan B in the event you're having a rough time.
Yes.
And by the way, the journey is there to teach you a lesson.
Yes, I've heard.
They're not all going to be beautiful.
I've heard.
We've done a few. We had done that while we were going through a divorce. We had done the ayahuasca. We'd done the psilocybin and the heart opener. So we had several, and some journeys were beautiful and great. And you're like smelling and tasting colors.
Yes,
and
yes, exactly.
It's like the most magical thing, and you do feel one with the universe, and you're having that aha moment. And you are able to forgive and have some great things.
Amazing.
But then I did have some journeys that were not so smooth and beautiful, and they were tougher to deal with.
Yeah.
And so it's been several years. I haven't had to do any of that.
Yeah.
I'm at a point in my life where I'm feeling very content.
I love that.
I feel like I accomplished what I needed to. And
love that.
I am so excited for you. I'm wishing you so much love and space for that, because it sounds like you're ready to receive the info, and as long as you're ready to receive the info.
Yeah. And I think you've said it beautifully, and thank you for sharing that, because I think it's funny because, however anyone looks at it, I think that's the beauty, what you just said, that yes, but same in life, not everything's beautiful, but that's where the demons lie. That's where things are packed because you're, like you said, not wanting to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. So then we just push it
aside.
Push
and never
it,
deal with it.
literally.
So if you're not going to deal with it now, when are you going to deal with it?
Right. And I see, as I get older and as a mother and little things that happen, how 3-year-old Daniela was affected and how that's literally still like lurking. And so, I guess I love that because I do agree with you. You can't go into it as like, I guess the word is expectation. I don't want to have expectations.
That is a good
and
piece of
that's
advice,
what I was told. The word was surrender is what I was told.
Surrender, which you're having. That's one of your.
That's one of my
your key themes.
That's one of my
themes. So it is going to be a challenge for you.
Yes, it is.
And surrendering, letting go, and not having the expectation. Those are all great things.
Yeah.
And also listening. You're going to. I don't know what kind of environment. I mean, when I did mine, it was beautiful music. It was
similar.
Earth,
There's
wind, and fire elements, and it was
sound
beautiful.
bath and jungle.
You literally have telepathic conversations with people in the same room.
Amazing.
I mean, it's really incredible, and you will heighten your intuition. Your intuition will be through the roof after this. So there's a lot to be gained after it. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, I wish you so much luck, and I can't wait to hear about it. And I hope you document it. And
I will, and you'll be one of the women that I'm like, okay, this is what happened to me. What happened to you? But I think yes.
And don't care and don't worry about. You will get certain people that you're not going to love that. They're not going to love what you're sharing with them.
That's okay.
And you know what? Don't even bother being worried about them.
I agree.
Because this is your journey, not theirs.
I agree.
And
I'm an open book. And that's why I have a podcast for women, men listen to. But I really think that that's such a beautiful point that you made. I think in this lifetime, we can't worry about judgment. It's how am I going to be the best version of me? This is what I want for me. Maybe that's not for you. But you know what I find? And why the podcast started, if we don't talk about it, then we don't talk about it.
Right. So
and then that's very isolating.
Right.
And that also causes fear. I was so thankful that you mentioned it because I'm like, oh, okay, that normalized it for me. Truthfully, I actually don't know another woman that has gone through it. And then I spoke to another woman today who was so excited, but same guidelines, make sure, know your plan B was a good recommendation she gave me. That there is lots of preparation before I even go there. And I'm super excited and I'm really happy to share, but I'm so thrilled that we can have that connection because otherwise it's kind of like we say, with second guessing, am I crazy? What?
and after the event, you're going to have a lot of information come to you too that you would not normally have.
Yeah.
And so you got to give your body a lot of rest, your mind, body, and soul, a lot of rest after that event. You're going to feel exhausted on every level because you're literally changing pathways in your brain.
Literally.
You're changing the way you think about things.
And I think that's what excites me. I think
it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. That message alone, I think that's what excites me the most. Because I'm like I said, I keep doing it, but I'm hitting a wall. There's only so much that's there. But I do feel healed enough that I can handle it, I hope.
Good, yes. They don't recommend it on people that are super fresh to the wound.
No,
right out of a death or something. Or
correct.
It needs to be something that's not completely fresh. That's true.
Yes, and it is something that literally I recognize. When I go into this, when I'm triggered, I get into these certain modes and I'm like, that's younger me. That's not me anymore.
Well, it's you are reparenting yourself, basically. We are, as adults, we are reparenting. And when we're reliving our childhood almost through our kids, right? Absolutely. By doing all the things that we didn't get to do or things that made us feel comfortable.
That's right.
And foods or certain events that we did as kids that we try to put as a tradition to them and hand it down. And, now as the wiser self, it's we have to talk to our little girl and say, I'm in charge now. I got this all figured out.
Yes.
Like, just
Look
relax.
at us now. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's basically what we're doing.
I know.
And in a marriage, you're also kind of doing that too. You're trying to like,
Absolutely.
you're parenting this other
Yeah.
big child.
And you asked me, am I going on my own? Is my partner coming? And I'm going completely on my own. And
That's brave. Yeah.
I'm actually so excited because a few things. I do so much all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always on. And so I'm really excited just to spend time with me. And I think that's where a lot of the healing comes from, because it's often like I'm pushing away those emotions, or like I don't have time to deal with it because I have two little people that, like you said, two little people that I'm trying to raise, and like don't want to bring up that trauma or whatever it is. So yes, I am brave, but I do know the woman, so I'm not crazy. I do know her. I do trust her.
I know you've done your research.
I've done the research, and I know that I'm going to be safe. My husband's done it already, so I know what it's like. You know, he wouldn't send me otherwise, and I'm getting picked up and escorted, and very safe, very safe.
That's exciting.
But I find so much healing there, and I'm like looking at you, and I'm like, I see all this peace, and I'm like, I want that.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
All of
It's
that.
free.
It's amazing. It is. You know, it's funny that you say that, because the answer is yes, but a lot of us ourselves hold us back from that.
Absolutely.
So the answer is yes, it is. You're right. It's free. The happiness or content or the next chapter, what we're looking for, yes, that is free. And that's, manifesting, making the shift. But for a lot of us, that's really hard. It's there are people that I watch, and I'm like, I was you. I get it. Like, I see it now doing the work and being healed. And I see, younger women or women that are older and still going through it. Not everyone has had the opportunity to, it's funny because I'm like saying it, but it's true, like have this life-changing death. You literally like put to rest this old you and this old experience, whatever it may be. You're right. It could be an actual death or a divorce or a breakup, or it doesn't matter what it is, a parent, all of the things, whatever trauma, it's irrelevant. We all feel it the same.
Yeah.
But we don't all have, it's so funny, but like, I really do feel like, I guess the beauty, like the opportunity to now be like, no, I am going to be this new person.
Yeah. You can be the person you want to be. You can do whatever you want.
I love that.
And that's just that. I've always had that attitude that, again, it comes back from that, like, I can do this. I can do that. I've never had a confidence problem, fortunately.
I love that.
I mean, there are moments of lacking of confidence, certainly, but my whole life I've just had this crazy drive.
That's amazing.
And that's what's kept me going, and I'm really grateful for. The day that I lose the drive, whew, we're in trouble.
Right. No, I love that. Brooke, honestly, like, you're such a special person. It's been wonderful, like, getting to know you. And I'm so happy that, like, we had brunch together because, like, I really got to know you. And I was so excited to talk because really, like, and it's funny because I know many women who, like, or men, I'm going into real estate. And I get it. The stigma is like, well, anyone can do it. But the truth is, no, because it's saturated. And who do you trust? And I think like that is what I find in you. And I hope all of our viewers that work with Brooke. But I like really going like full circle. I think that I know that that's where we are, like this day and age. Like 2026 is about, shedding. We've let go of the snake, the skin.
Yeah,
now
we're
going
to the
horse.
Right? Yeah. No horsing around.
But yes, no horsing around, and also shedding who we were.
Old, yeah.
And being that true, genuine self that someone's like, I connect with you. I connect with your values and I can trust you.
It's funny you say this because I used to have such a problem talking about that part of my life. This is very recent that I have, it wasn't until a friend of mine recently said, she was about to go through the same thing, and bankruptcy and divorce and all this horrible, and starting her whole life over with little kids. And she asked me, well, you did it. I can do it. I said, you absolutely can. Yeah. And, I think if I can give somebody hope, which helping other people every day, then why not? And if one or two people can get something out of it by something I say, then I feel really I feel like my job is done. Like I'm grateful for that.
I love it. And it shows. It's like, that's incredible.
Thank you,
And thank you for sharing all of your stories, your journeys, because there are women who are watching and thinking, you know, do I need to go through a divorce? Is it okay? Will I be okay? And I thank you.
You'll be great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Life is getting longer too, by the way. Like that, you know, we live such.
That's a really good point. The expectancy is much longer than like everyone who was.
Nothing's permanent in life too. Like when you think about nothing's permanent, then I don't know if you really want to dig deep. Like how can you really think marriage is permanent? And this is not to be negative because there are a lot of wonderful, happy married people.
No,
so I'm
100%.
not putting that the marriage down. I'm not putting that down at all. But it's just for me. It just I'm grateful that I got the 18 years out of it and my amazing daughter and all the lessons.
Amazing. And it is what we said, because to that point, you're right. And some marriages don't have to be forever. But like, that's okay. That's the point.
We don't get married to say that, right?
Right.
We don't go, I'm getting married to get divorced.
Correct. Absolutely.
I think the intentions are all good.
Absolutely. But we've talked about it. Like growth has to be together, has to be linear. The want, at least one person can grow knowing that the other one, you know, is following suit, but there has to be that match at some point. Right. And the choice, we talked about that also. The choice of continuously, do I want to stay here? And I think the empowerment that you offer in the segment is, it's okay if the answer is no.
You're not failing, which I did think I was failing. There was a moment I'm like, God, I'm failing at everything. But in reality, I was just rebooting.
I love that. Yes. Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, Brooke, you're incredible.
Oh, thank you, Danielle.
A piece of advice. I always ask, if someone drops in, doesn't know you, doesn't not know me, new to the podcast, what would you offer? What does Brooke give to the world in life right now?
I like to motivate people.
I love that.
On whatever it is. Starting a business usually isn't one. When people say, hey, I have an idea, I want to talk to you. I'm like, is it starting a business? Yay! And I love to talk about starting businesses. Okay. So if they ask me that, or if they say, I'm thinking about making a major change, then I like to explore and say, go for it. Yeah. Don't be scared. Just move forward and be creative. And stop perfecting. That's another thing. So many people are trying to perfect everything before they do it, and then they never do it, and they have analysis paralysis. And I hear this all the time, and it makes me nuts. And you're never going to perfect it till you actually do it. So, and you're going to make mistakes. I've made plenty. Trust me. I've had many little jokes and laughter along the way in real estate where I'm like, ooh, I probably shouldn't have done that. But you learn, and you don't do it again.
Learn, and that makes you human and beautiful. Yeah. Oh, that's great advice. That's great advice. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Laughter.
Thank you for
gotta laugh at yourself. I love laughing. Laughing is really good medicine.
I know. And you're fun.
Thanks.
I love that.
Well, life's boring sometimes, so
you know that's make it fair. But like
make it colorful and sparkly.
I love that. Yes, I mean, hence the pink. I'm like, just let's all live in a pink world.
I like it.
But I agree with you.
You got your stacks of hundreds.
I mean, we have to manifest.
I mean, stacks of hundreds is like I knew I was in the right spot with the boss girl, you know, and the pink book. It's perfect.
But like that, I agree with you. Like it's, and you know, a whole nother segment, but that's very new for me. I came out of a really dark place maybe a year and a half ago.
I know you said that, and you look amazing, by the way. Like just really, you look great.
I appreciate it. But you know what? I feel good.
That's even better.
And
because if you feel good, you're gonna look good. If you're not feeling good, you ain't looking good.
Correct. And I think that of course it was the full package, but it's also a lot of what you said, forgiving. It's okay, and we're human.
And laughing at yourself.
Laughing at yourself, forgiving yourself, letting go. And like that keeps that was my message today. Out of all days with us talking, today was like, Daniela,
you were trying to cancel on me.
No, I wasn't.
Like it. I'm joking. I feel like you were looking for an out.
I wasn't.
Like, you sure? Because you were having a little bit of a rough day, and I'm like, you know what? Do I give it to her? Because
thank you for not.
No, I was
holding you accountable. I needed this talk. For the record, I was not getting out of it.
No, I didn't think you would. You just said it's been a rough day. You were giving me the option to reschedule, because I had already rescheduled once, and I don't like rescheduling. That's rare.
Yes, but the truth is, I really enjoy this to be fun. Yeah. And chill and like really women talk, and I don't want anyone to ever feel like an obligation. And that's what I was offering.
No, absolutely. This is really fun. This is a gift. It's an opportunity. It's a blessing. I loved if I can, like I said, if I can bring value and help a client of yours or a friend that's watching and needs that little extra boost, if somehow or another my story resonates to
Yes,
somebody,
and it will.
then that's so fulfilling to me.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's true and it shows. And thank you for not letting me coerce you in any way to not be here.
No,
Thank
you
you
did
for
great.
being here.
Thank you. And thank you for all your
and
support. I appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're incredible. I'm like so
Aw,
thankful that we got connected and like we
Yes.
clicked right away. And I'm like, this is amazing because we all have that story. We all have that journey. Like we do go through the seasons.
Everybody has a story. And everybody has a
Everybody.
story that could be heard. It's just a matter of how you tell it
Absolutely. And how what you
how you
believe.
relate to it, how people
right.
can relate.
That's
and
right.
Connection. It's about connection.
Yeah. But you're definitely a breath of fresh air.
Aw,
And I really thank you. I thank you for being here.
Much. It's Friday. Yay.
It is Friday. It's incredible.
And it's beautiful weather out. We're so
Beautiful.
blessed here in South Florida. Are we
Amen.
not?
I say that all the time because we do have blue skies.
We
Even when it's
do.
freezing, it doesn't matter. The sky's always blue. The ocean's always there.
We live where people vacation.
Yeah.
We have no complaints.
You know what? Yes. And I
Yeah.
need to hold on to that more when I'm like freaking out. Like, no, it's okay. We're okay.
Just go to the beach. It'll all work out.
I know. It's true, Brooke. It's true.
Put your feet in the sand.
Yeah.
And we're all good.
We're all good.
Yeah.
I love it. And call Brooke, clearly. Everyone, this was an incredible episode. Brooke is an amazing person. Please, if you need help with real estate, if something resounded with you and you just like want to connect, she's an incredible person. Brooke, tell us where to find you, your website, Instagram,
yes.
so people can touch base.
Brooke Sells Boca. That is my website, brookesellsboca.com. Brooke Sells Boca is my Instagram handle. And I love to be a resource for people. I'm not pushy. I don't like to make people feel obligated. If they want to call me and ask me for advice or the value of their home, I love to do that. If they want to see a plan of how I would do that, I'm happy to put that together for people. And I'm all about building relationships, and how I can help them get to their goals, because real estate can be beautiful if you're trying to reach certain financial goals. There's some really exciting things that can be done through real estate.
Yeah. And you're a beautiful person.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Please find Brooke, subscribe. Loved having you here. I hope you watch this episode and stay tuned for the next one.